book down. Let me ask you a few questions. What is your interpretation of what you just read?
Parable of what people leave unsaid, what they don't say to one another until they seek somebody else's counsel, but it lies within them, and it only needs some kind of lever or an impetus to speak and share.
Now, if I were to tell you, I listened to what you read, but the English was so old that it was hard for me to actually comprehend what was happening.
Yeah.
What would your short interpretation be of the story you just read?
Leave taking in a city or a place where one has lived a long time is very difficult and doesn't come without cost. And this is a man who, contemplative, philosopher, poet, who spoke in another language practically, who wrote in another language. The original language of this was in Arabic, formal, a little more rigid than in English. And its interpretation, if it is to be done honestly, comes out with the kind of biblical formality. And it speaks to the pain of leaving, of loving, of existing in a city among friends, and that leave-taking is pretty much between life and death. It's almost the same. In other words, when you leave your friends, in a way it's a small death. We know we're going to go on living for a while, but it represents, in a way, a death. And you don't leave-take from people you've known, shared bread with, talked with, laughed with, enjoyed conversations. And it speaks classically to life and death.
And what do you see as the relevance to today's world? You're reading this and you're presenting it because you're curious how people will view it against a modern background.
Against a modern background. Does it still have the same kind of powerful metaphor or language, or what do I say, prophet-like? Does it speak to what we don't talk about? Does it speak to what we keep hidden even from ourselves? It's not biblical. It should be and viewed in a very common sense way, in a way that people can understand, easily accessible, but yet it adds a kind of maybe flowery metaphor. And that is basically Near Eastern. It doesn't belong in modern society in a way, but it does speak through the ages in a way that is accessible, easily accessible. When Almitra says, speak to us of love, each of the 28 sections in the prophet speak to the things philosophically that occupy our mind today, and the wishes that we have. And in a way, I think everybody knows we're going to die, but nobody believes it. And so you, I don't know, you look at things differently when you're by yourself, and those private thoughts are never really expressed. They're kept within you. You never really talk about them for fear of either being misjudged or misunderstood. But it's there. You think about it. Everybody does. And you try to live your life to the fullest. Thank you.